Hello everyone, my name is Shane Doolittle, and today I'm going to discuss how to handle foreign business appropriately. The research that I conducted was done in order to find the solutions to common problems in international business. The most common issues that arise have to do with language barriers, cultural differences, and being underprepared. In this presentation, I will go over my solutions for these issues and hopefully achieve a positive outcome. Firstly, we're going to go over language barriers. It is important to make sure to try to bridge the gap that happens with foreign business. Common ways to bridge the gap are translators, learning important keywords or phrases, or the basics of a language, or completely learning the language. It is very important you choose the right method for the type of business occasion you are attending. The pros and cons of language barriers and their solutions. Translators are the easiest solution to create clear communication in foreign business. This method can be considered more expensive as well as less personal because you're not communicating directly with the person you are talking to. Learning the basics of a language is another method. This method can be considered risky because it is hard to find a working knowledge of a language and know exactly what you're going to need to know to discuss in a business meeting. The third and final solution I've found is becoming completely fluent in the language. This is the best method because it makes the information clearly understandable without any third party or any room for loss of translation. This method is very difficult because it can require many, many years of practice learning the language. Next, we're going to speak on this customary differences. It is extremely important to understand the customs of the foreign country that you're working in. There are many different categories for the customs that you need to be aware of, including greetings, goodbyes, and gender-based customs. Customary differences. Greetings. Greetings are essential to a good business meeting because it creates a good first impression for you and your business. The different greetings are physical greetings, oral greetings, and general facial expressions in your introduction. The use of proper greeting depends on the country you are in. Example: it is not proper to greet with a handshake in India or China. It is more proper to greet with a bow. Customary differences. Goodbyes. Goodbyes are important for business meetings. It is important to show respect whether or not the meeting goes successfully for you. This shows that you have respect for their culture as well as the business you're working on or working with. This gives you a good chance to reconcile any issues that happened in the meeting on a later occasion. Customary differences that are gender-based. There are several gender-based differences around the world. In India, it can be considered disrespectful to touch a woman during a greeting or a goodbye, so you would not want to use a handshake in India when introducing yourself to a woman. In China, women must never wear pants, and they must also never be taller than the shortest man in the room. It can be considered disrespectful. Another important customary difference that you need to be aware of is what you're going to dress, how you're going to dress. Attire is important when trying to give a good first impression. How you arrive and what you wear is important. In certain countries, being on time is very important. In other countries, it's okay to be a few minutes late, fashionably. It is important to look at the country's attire protocol for the meetings. And as stated earlier, women in China must never wear pants. They should wear a long and modest dress, and they can wear heels, but must not be taller than the shortest man in the room. So there's a lot of gender differences that you need to be uh, aware of to make sure that you properly handle the introduction to women businesswomen. As it is also important to not underdress or overdress because it can be considered rude. So my final category of issues that come along with foreign business is just being underprepared. Being underprepared is usually the biggest issue. Many people go blindly and expect a good outcome. This is almost never a good option. You need to make sure you study up and are ready for what you're going to do. Make sure every aspect of how you're going to handle yourself is taken care of and addressed. So my recommendations, if you're going to do business abroad or with a foreign company, is to do your research. You need to do your research and make sure you know everything there is to know about that culture. Look into the country you are trying to conduct business in. It's not okay to just look at a group of people, like Asian people, and base it off of that. You need to go to a specific country and look into their customs because they can be slightly different depending on which country you're dealing with. Learn the proper etiquette and be confident. Confidence is very important. Confidence is very important, as well as wearing the right attire and showing that you care. Here are my references if you would like to look them over and go and find more information on this topic on your own. I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.